Hello everyone. Today, partition array into three parts with equal sum. So we're given an array of integers and return true if we actually partition the array into three non-empty parts with equal sums. So the first condition, you need to part your arrays three, not more than three. Okay, the arrays can contain how much number of elements they want. It doesn't matter, but you need to have three parts of non-empty arrays, and each part of that arrays must be equal to the sum. So over here we got here 0, 2, 1, minus 6, 6, minus 7, 9, 1, 2, 0, 1. So over here we just, the target over here is 3. Okay, so how do I get the target? It's actually super simple to get the target. Let me share with you how to get the target. So the target is going to be, you're going to add all of the array numbers. Over here we got 0, 2, 1, minus 6, 6, minus 7, 9, 1, 2, 0, 1. You're going to add them all up and you're going to get a sum. Let's say it's going to be 9. It's actually 9. So when you divide it by 3, you actually get 3. That is going to be a target. So now the target number, we get it. Now you don't have to create new arrays each and every time and just add numbers in whenever you see numbers adding up to the target. So you're just going to return true or false. You aren't going to return the arrays that contain your target numbers. So what we can do here over here is I'll write a code so you guys can understand. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to add up the numbers, each element. We're going to add every numbers and we're going to check whether they are equal to the target. Once they're equal to the target, we're going to break the we're going to break the sum and we're going to reset it back to 0, and then we're going to continue. So once we actually so when we get three partitions, we actually return true. So I'll just write the code and everything will be on flow. So over here I'm going to create a sum, and this sum is going to be 0. So this sum is going to make us know what is our target. So we're going to go through each element in the array using a for each loop, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add each of these elements inside my sum. So we're going to add all of these elements. So we're doing this to get the target. Okay, so now we're going to check the divisibility. Actually, I'm so sorry, I should have told it in the first, but anyway, so if my sum, okay, whenever I'm doing my sum over here, and if the sum is not divisible by 3, then you can't actually get numbers that are actually going to reach your target. So we're going to return false. So this is the most important step. So we're going to only continue if our sum is actually divisible by 3, because over here our target is actually going to be sum divided by 3. So this is going to be our target. So if your sum is not divisible by 3, then there is no chance you're going to get something that is going to be going to have a target value that is divided by 3. So we're going to have a count 0 because we're going to start the count, and we're going to have a different sum. So let's call it the run sum. What this run sum is, it actually keeps on adding your values, and when you reach your target, you just make it 0 and then reset it. So actually it just keeps on running till you go through your target. It won't actually reset until you reach your target. So this sum is actually different from the sum we initialized before, so make sure to have a look at it. So we're gonna have another for loop. Now this approach is quite easy, so there's nothing to worry about this problem. Just so how do we add up the numbers? We're just going to do the same approach that you do to add your sums. So add all the elements in an array. Okay, so over here I'm gonna put that, and inside the for loop itself we can check immediately if our current sum is actually equal to the target. Now if run sum is equal to the target, then we can do like count plus plus. So first, count plus plus counts the number of partitions you're doing over that when your sum actually reaches the target. So when your sum reaches the target, reset the run sum to 0 and do count plus plus. The part is actually bad, and the count variable that we initialized before, it's actually for counting the partition. Over here I'm just giving a condition as a return statement, so it just returns if it's true or false. Do this. Oh yeah, so our code is finally done. Let's run the code and let's see how it goes. So talking about the time complexity and space complexity, the time complexity is O of n, and your space complexity is O of 1, because you don't use any data structures over here, and you just use a single pass, and over here we're using a perfect sum logic, and yeah, it works even with the negative numbers, so you don't need to worry about that. Okay,